I was walking down the street and a guy walked up to me and he was like, "Hey man, I'm playing chess, not checkers." So I hit him in the head with a pipe. So I'm playing Clue. Silly joke. I tell it everywhere. It's like one of my favorite jokes. I really do love it. I was telling it at a show, and the guy walked up to me afterwards. He was like, "I really love that Clue joke." I was like, "You have great taste." And then he was like, "I was confused when he told me, because I didn't know that black people play Clue." And I was like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Yeah, I didn't think that black people play Clue." And I was like, "Wait a minute. You're telling me that there's a game where someone gets murdered, we don't call the cops. We just lock the doors, get some cards and some dice, and figure this shit out? You don't think black people ever played that game?" We totally played that game. We may have invented that game. The other day, it was MLK Day. I was finishing up my MLK celebration. Y'all know what that is, right? MLK celebration?
Yeah.
Some of you are like, "Yeah, I like the white people." Like, "Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a hint. Here's what it is. If you're off work, you sleep in, you have a dream. Bang. So finishing up, I'm on Instagram. I'm like kind of scrolling through my Instagram, and I started realizing that like a lot of Instagram influencers are using like MLK to like promote their Instagram. Most egregious one, there was a girl in a romper, and she was like, "MLK had a dream, and so did I have a fire ass outfit." And I was like, no. It's like the FBI did not kill MLK because of his fire ass outfit. Also, just a side note, rompers, not freedom. If I have to get naked to pee, that is not freedom. The greatest moment in my life as a man was when we shot down the romper for men. It's like, oh, thank God, we have sense. So then, like, after I saw that, I was like, all right, Black History Month is coming up. I can't trust anyone to do this right. I'm going to actually write promotions for civil rights leaders. I did. I sat down and wrote some. I'm going to share them with you. So imagine that you're watching basketball. And it's like the NBA on TNT. Brought to you by MLK Ponchos. MLK Ponchos. Protection from both rain and fire hoses. MLK Ponchos. Comes with dog snacks. There you go. Also brought to you by Rosa Parks seat cushions. Rosa Parks seat cushions. If you're gonna sit down for equality, you might as well be comfortable, because you're gonna be sitting a long time. Rosa Parks seat cushions. Also brought to you by Harriet Tubman Travel Agency. We'll get you there before anyone knows you're gone. Harriet Tubman Travel Agency. I did those jokes in front of my mom because I wanted like a black person to love me single first. And I had a different joke for the Harriet Tubman one, and when I told my mom that joke, she was like, "You can't do that in a room full of white people." And I'm gonna do it anyway because I love it.
Do it.
Hang in there. Harriet Tubman personal trainers. Because nothing will inspire you to get in shape like, "Run for your freedom, nigga!" No, that's fun.
You're safe.
You will definitely be in shape. Slaves, great abs. So I am actually originally from Alabama. That's where I grew up. Good. No one here from Alabama.
Where in
Terrible
Alabama?
I'm from Huntsville. Alabama.
My dad lives there.
Nice. I feel sorry for him. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama.
They got Top Golf now.
Huntsville is actually pretty great. I love Huntsville. Have you ever heard of, there's a city in Huntsville, or not in Huntsville, I'm sorry, in Alabama, that's called, it's spelled Mobile. We all pronounce it.
Mobile.
Correct.
No,
Mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't.
The first time I ever heard him say it
Okay.
correctly, I had moved to Seattle, and a girl walked up to me and she was like, "Oh, are you from Mobile, Alabama?" And I just laughed at her for 30 minutes, which was a really fucked up first date. But in the moment I realized I was probably being like the most Southern I'd ever been, because I saw someone do something correctly, and I just made fun of them for it. That's a real Alabama thing. The first time I took my wife to Alabama was interesting for me. She had never been to the South before. She's from Alaska. She hadn't experienced it, and she was worried because all the things she saw about the South were like in movies. You've seen movies before, like Deliverance. We've all seen that one. Yeah, pretty much the entire Roots miniseries happened in the South. Even like if you watch Ernest Saves Christmas, he saw a black sign, was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" He was like, "Whoa, Ernest, whoa!" And so she was worried, and she came to me and looked me in the eyes and she said, "What do I do if someone calls me a nigger to my face, and I didn't know what to say to her, because basically that's the inbound pass of racism in the South. That's just someone being like, I hate you, bye, and they walk off, and that's a great time for you. It's like, dope, you go that way, I go this way, that's the South. But I didn't know what to say to him, I really did. So I just looked at it, I was like, sometimes, like something bad will happen, you just have to make the best of a bad situation. Like, someone may come and burn a cross in your yard, that's terrible. But if they leave, you just push that down, put a pig on top of it, invite all your friends over, some barbecue, it's a great time. It's way better. Guys, racism makes the best ribs. The absolute best. After like we had that conversation, I asked her, I was like, hey, when was the first time that like a person called you nigger to your face? She said it was when she was 30. For context for you, because I feel like some of y'all don't have this problem. For context, first time for me, I was 4. Yeah, 4 in Alabama. You can fill in the gaps. You know how this works. I'll tell you about her story because it's funnier to me. She had moved from Alaska to Seattle. She was walking across the street, and in Seattle there were like bike lanes because we're stupid. And so there's bike lanes that are separate from the car lanes. As she's walking across, she steps in front of a bike because it doesn't make sense. There's a separate lane. She's not paying attention to it. He has to slow down a little bit. His response to that was to yell nigger at her and then pedal away. Which look, I don't think any of you fine people in this room are gonna yell nigger at anyone. But if you're gonna do it, don't fucking do it from a bike. You're not superior. You're not. I don't believe you. You're not the better race. I can fuck up your whole day with a broomstick. No. When she told me that, like, it put me in a weird space, because then I started thinking, like, okay, well, like, every black person can't have the same experience. So I went to Twitter, and I went to a thing called Black Twitter. It's like regular Twitter, but like 1,000 times better, because black people are involved. Which is fun for me. The rest of you are like, no, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. I went and I just started asking. I was like, hey, when was the first time someone called you nigger to your face? And I got a ton of responses from a lot of different black people. Here's something great. A 43-year-old lady in Kennesaw, Georgia, has never been called nigger to her face. In Kennesaw, right? You're like, what? Give her time. She's so overdue. And I saw that, I was like, oh my God, Kennesaw, that's amazing. But life is a roller coaster. That was my high. Let's talk about the low. Someone hit me and the response was like, my 4-month-old baby got called nigger last week. Oh. Yeah, a 4-month-old baby. And in my head, I was like, how could someone call a 4-month-old baby nigger? How could they do that? That feels so rude. Then I got on a flight to Korea. It was 16 hours. And there was a baby on that flight. Yeah, you can see. There was a baby on that flight. For 10 hours, that baby was opera singer. That's who that baby was. Amazing set of lungs in this baby. He's gonna be a swimmer, he's gonna be a singer. I don't know, whatever requires you to hold your breath, he's gonna have it. He's a king. But he was very loud. And about 10 hours into the flight, in my head, I was like, somebody tell this nigga to calm down. Does it make it better that it was a white baby? It was a white baby. It makes me feel better that it was a white baby. Let's switch gears. I used to be an ESL teacher in Korea. It was actually like the best thing I did with my life. I'm super excited about it. I loved everything about being a teacher. I even loved like getting dressed as a teacher. Like I would put on a tie, so you know I had like authority. But I wore jeans, and I was like cool about it. And like I wanted to be a cool teacher so bad, I would like turn chairs around, like rap with the kids. And I'm like, kids, stay in school, don't do drugs. And they'd be like, teacher, what are drugs? I'm like, oh no, what did I taught you? Well, since you're here, here's how you roll a joint, and that'll be great. My favorite class was a speech battle. I kind of loved it. Just to give you a quick idea of what it was. I had 9 students. There was 2 other classes that also had 9 students, and they gave like speeches that we coached them through in front of judges. It was actually a private school. They had a lot of money, so much money, that the day before the actual competition, I was standing in front of a giant ass video screen with 9 kids on a mark as they tried to make sure we lined up with the camera. It was kind of crazy. They started running through the intro. They flashed like a teacher's face and then the team name. So it popped up and it was like, Corey. And they showed Corey's dumbass face. Fucking hated Corey, you used to know that. I need everyone, actually everywhere I tell this story, I tell you, I hate Corey. If you know a Corey, his name's Corey Brown. Fuck that guy forever. Pop up his face. This is Corey, red team. And his face goes with it. They pop up the next teacher, like, Liam, purple team. And then they popped up my face and they say, Jay, black team. And I was like, hold up. Jokingly, by the way, jokingly, I have no problems being on the black team. But when I said it, a Korean faculty member heard me, and she had never had to deal with race before, so she like freaked out. She started crying and ran over to me. She was like, Jay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you didn't want to be black. It was a little bit much. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it put me in a weird space because I'd never really thought about choosing before. I was like, for a minute, I said, maybe I should be white team. It looks so much fun. I would love to culture appropriate something. It seems like I can do it. I totally want to do it. But at the time, I decided to say black team. Just so you know, we went 8-1. It was amazing. It was incredible. I'm super proud of ourselves with black excellence. And the last person, we were 8-0. And the last team was on stage just giving a speech. I was sitting behind the judges, and I saw the judges lean over, and they said, hey, this kid is doing really good, but we can't let the black team win all of them. And in my head, all I could think was, I should have picked that white team. I should have picked the white team. That kid came down from stage, he lost. We all talked shit about him because he ruined our perfect record. I realized what happened to him, but I'm still on this side for all the other students. He's so sad. He looked at me. He was like, "Didn't I do well? Like, wasn't I a good speaker?" I was like, "Hey man, look, you did twice as good as the other speaker. But we're in the black team. It doesn't matter, nigga. Welcome. It was great. Cornrow is here. My name has been Jay Jones. Have a great night."